your cinema thoughts. Don't worry, you won't have to hear the car noise for very long. Just to let you know, today we are going to see If, Ryan Reynolds' new movie, directed by John Krasinski. That's not it, is it? We've found out I can't say his surname. He was in The Office. John Krasinski. He did A Quiet Place. So this is like, it's a kids film, but it's about imaginary friends, hence Ifs. I think it looks really fun. Ryan Reynolds is in it. We all like Ryan Reynolds. So we're going to check it out today because every other bugger seems to be going to see Planet of the Apes. But we're leaving that till next week, and we're going to go see this today instead. And then we're going to go home and watch Eurovision. Right, I shall let you know how it was when we come out of the cinema. You do know I'm going to take a video still from that.
What, were you blowing the cheeks out?
I didn't even know you were blowing your cheek out. I want to look at it. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see this. I do have my flash on, but it doesn't seem to be doing an awful lot. Alright guys, it's a Saturday afternoon. Granted, it's nice weather, and we don't get often much of that. But this cinema is empty. Film starts in 5 minutes. Honestly, I don't know how they keep cinemas open these days.
Looks like he's done something to his hair. I think
Alright, I'm not putting that in. Okay, so we're out of having watched If. Pardon the car noise if you can hear it, but it is really warm, so I need it to put... When I say it's really warm, it's 21 degrees Celsius. That's really warm in Ireland. We need the aircon on. So, I don't know how much of a thought you're going to get from Darren about this, because I kept through most of it. I don't know if that says anything about the film or not. I loved it. It was just my cup of tea. And I was struggling through the half of it. Like, it had the same effect on me as Toy Story 3.
What happened in Toy Story 3?
At the end, when the toys get given from Andy to the little girl whose name I've forgotten.
Oh, Bob.
So John Krasinski, there we go. Is it John?
Yeah, probably.
Is actually in this movie, which I didn't know. I knew he wrote and directed it. So he stars as the main actress's father. The main actress is a little girl. She's a 12-year-old. If you watch The Walking Dead, she plays Rick Grimes' daughter. What's her name?
Grimes.
Nick Grimes' daughter in The Walking Dead. She also plays a young Rey in Star Wars as well. So she's really good. Voice acting, the list is endless. There's Steve Carell, there's him that did The Martian and that did The Bourne Identity. What's that? Matt Damon, Awkwafina, George Clooney, Sam Rockwell. The list just goes on. There's a massive list of voice actors in it. The basic concept is If stands for imaginary friends. So when kids get older, they no longer have an imaginary friend. They grow out of it. They can't see them anymore because they don't believe in them. And in this story, this little girl is at a point in her life where the sort of message is, even if you're an adult, sometimes you need that, whatever crutch from your childhood. There is a bit of a, I suppose, for children, surprise in it, which was pretty obvious from the start for most people, I would say, for most adults. But I loved it. It's just one of those things that shows you little glimpses, like if you're like an adult or older, like the glimpse of the child in people, in every person. There was a really nice bit with, which I think actually Darren fell asleep through, where the little girl's grandmother is sort of reminded of herself as a young woman or like as a teenager. That's really, really nice. So I loved it. I thought it was really nice. It was quite emotional. I felt, if you thought about it, and if I like gave a lot of thought to what was happening, it was like I could have sat in floods of tears. I was struggling as it was, but it proper appealed to me. It's my cup of tea. The characters, the imaginary friends were all very different. There was a few really silly ones which I really liked. I wanted to see more of Steven. I actually really hope they do another one, so we can get to see more of the other characters that we didn't see very much of, the different imaginary friends. So yeah, I loved it. Big thumbs up from me.
Out of 10.
I'll give that a 9 out of 10.
And what do you rate, like, Star Wars?
Star Wars's?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know that?
Just so I can compare.
Well, it all depends what one is it.
Your favourite one?
8 maximum, maybe not even that, maybe it's 7.5.
You think that was better than
Yes,
Star Wars?
Isaac, I do, because it was more emotional to me. When you're an adult, I think you actually get more from that as an adult than you would. If you're a kid, you're going to get the silly, stupid characters and funny bits, but as an adult, I think there's like a really, really nice message in it. Really sweet. I really liked it. So what about you, Isaac?
Starting off, nowhere near as good as Star Wars. I'm just getting that out. It was okay. The characters were the main thing that kept it up. If it weren't for all the scenes of the imaginary characters, and it was just the main 4 characters, it would have been crap.
Really been a film about imaginary characters, would it?
You know, there's the main couple.
Isaac's at that age where he's not old enough to appreciate the message about the child inside everyone and trying to find that and trying to sort of like, you know, oh, little doggies. I'm not turning you around to see those. And he's a bit too old to sort of like, you know, he would have needed more of the characters. He's probably that in-between age where, you know, things like that are a bit naff, but he's not old enough to appreciate the sort of like grown-up message to it.
The main 2, like, if characters were probably the worst 2.
No, they weren't. Well, the main one that is with Ryan Reynolds, the female if, I thought was a bit unimaginable, but in saying that, for the era that they would have been in if, we get to actually see different adults that once had ifs. So she was how cartoon characters would have looked at that time. She had a real Betty Boop sort of look to her. So that would have been right for her time. But she was a bit unimaginative. I loved the purple if. I thought he was great. My favourite if was Steven, the green blob with the black eyes. I thought he was awesome. I really liked him. I liked the guy that looked like a flower, like his name was called Sunny. He looked like a sunshine, like a big daisy.
Lewis was one of the better ones.
Was he the dog?
Elderly bear.
Oh, Lewis was. He was that. The guy that voice acts him died before this has been released, and I can't remember his name. It just completely up my street. I can understand like people that just watch it on a surface level. It's probably like, oh yeah, well, it was alright, but exactly. I was like looking at the under level of it, so
the first thing you said.
It really touched me, definitely. So from what you saw of it,
you're gonna say it's crap.
Darren's got a headache.
Oh, I don't know. It was just out of this world headache at the start of that film. That's what knocked me out. Yeah, it was good.
Out of 10?
7.5.
Your review from Darren, it was good. There you are. I would say for most people, no, because I don't think most people's going to like get an awful lot from it. If you have young children, I think they'll really enjoy the characters. I think most women will really, really enjoy that because, you know, and certain guys will enjoy it. I think Jamie and Katie will really like this one. Guys that sort of look under the surface of things and sort of look at emotions and stuff, I think. But if you can be touched by things like Toy Story and you can feel something, I think you'll enjoy that.
Toy Story?
What's sad about Toy Story?
It's a bunch of toys.
Have you seen Toy Story?
Yeah, exactly.
They were in a furnace.
And that's that's the weird thing. That's the bit that every man talks about when they talk about emotion.
That's on Big Bang when she says to him, "Why?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "They were in a furnace."
That is the bit though that every
says they were
bloke I
holding
know.
hands. That was it. I don't know.
For me, it's the bit where Andy gives his toys to the little girl, and it's like the handing of an era, and he's grown up and he's moved on. Kills me. Don't even start me. I'll start again.
Yeah.
I had to leave room that night. I cried that much, and he's laughing at me. Like, what am I crying at? It's like,
it's just a film.
It's just a film. From the mouths of babes, it's just a film. So yeah, I loved it. If you're a big sop, you'll get a lot from it. You'll enjoy it. If you're like have young children, they'll enjoy the characters, I think. So if you're in the middle of those two things, probably I'd say just wait for it and download. But I thought it was a really sweet movie. I really enjoyed it.
7 out of 10.
7, that's quite high.
That's me.
So yeah, I'm on a 9 because it was my cup of tea. I really liked it. So yes, thank you for watching. We will be going to see Planet of the Apes probably next weekend, so we will let you know after everyone else has seen it what our thoughts are. And I shall speak to you later. Over and out. Bye-bye, still loves.
Balls.